The living room of the Harper family house looked warmer than usual that evening, filled with the soft glow of lamps and the quiet hum of rain tapping against the windows. It was one of those rare nights when everyone was home at the same time. The scent of freshly brewed coffee mixed with cinnamon lingered in the air, and laughter echoed as cousins, siblings, and parents gathered after dinner. What began as a simple family get-together slowly turned into something no one could have imagined. Emily Harper sat cross-legged on the carpet, absent-mindedly scrolling through her phone while her younger brother Jake tossed a pillow at their cousin Ryan. Their mother, Linda, was clearing cups from the coffee table, while their father, Michael, leaned back on the couch, smiling quietly as he watched his family interact. It felt peaceful, familiar, safe. Ryan, always the one to stir things up, suddenly clapped his hands and grinned. "All right, since the power might go out and we're all bored, how about a game? Truth or dare?" Emily rolled her eyes. "We're not teenagers anymore." "Exactly," Ryan replied. "That makes it more interesting." Jake immediately sat up. "I'm in." Linda hesitated. "Let's keep it light. Family appropriate." Everyone laughed, and Michael nodded. "Agreed. No embarrassing stories from the past." Emily put her phone down, shrugging. "Fine. One round." They sat in a loose circle, the rain outside growing heavier. Ryan started, spinning an empty bottle he'd grabbed from the recycling bin. It slowed and pointed straight at Emily. "Truth or dare?" Ryan asked. "Truth," Emily said confidently. Ryan smirked. "What's something you've always wanted to ask Dad but never did?" Emily paused, surprised. She glanced at Michael, then back at Ryan. "That's oddly specific." Michael chuckled. "Go ahead. I can handle it." Emily hesitated, then laughed nervously. "Okay. Dad, why do you get so quiet every time Uncle Daniel's name comes up?" The room went still for a moment. Michael's smile faded just slightly, not enough for most to notice, but enough for Linda to catch. She set the cups down slowly. "That's not a big mystery," Michael said calmly. "Old family disagreements. Nothing worth digging into." Ryan raised his eyebrows. "Sounds like there's more to it." Linda quickly spoke up. "Next turn." But the bottle had already been spun again, landing on Jake. "Truth or dare?" Emily asked. "Truth," Jake said eagerly. Emily thought for a moment. "What's the strangest thing you've ever overheard as a kid?" Jake frowned, thinking. "Well, when I was around 10, I remember hearing Mom and Dad arguing late at night. I didn't understand it then, but I remember Dad saying, if they ever find out, everything changes." The air shifted again, heavier this time. Linda's face tightened. "Jake, you probably misunderstood." "I don't think so," Jake said gently. "I remember it clearly." Michael leaned forward, resting his elbows on his knees. "That was about finances," he said quickly. "Nothing more." Ryan, however, wasn't convinced. "Funny how every answer sounds like a cover story." Emily crossed her arms. "Ryan, stop pushing." But Ryan shook his head. "This is truth or dare. Truth matters." Linda's phone buzzed on the table, breaking the tension. She glanced at it and froze. "Who is it?" Michael asked. Linda swallowed. "Daniel." Emily looked up sharply. "Uncle Daniel." Linda nodded slowly. "He says he needs to talk. Tonight." Michael's jaw clenched. "After all these years?" Ryan leaned forward, intrigued. "Okay, now I know something's up." The bottle was spun again, almost by accident, and this time it pointed to Linda. Ryan cleared his throat. Truth or dare? Linda hesitated longer than anyone else had. Truth. Ryan took a deep breath. What's the one secret this family has never talked about? Silence filled the room, broken only by the rain. Linda looked at Michael, her eyes filled with conflict. I don't think this is the right time. Michael closed his eyes briefly, then opened them. Maybe it is. Emily's heart began to race. What are you talking about? Linda took a slow breath. There was a time, long before you were born, when things weren't simple. When choices were made out of fear. Jake whispered, Mom. Michael stood up. I should tell this. Everyone turned to him. Daniel isn't just my brother, Michael said quietly. He's Emily's biological father. The world seemed to stop. Emily felt like the room tilted. That's not funny. It's not a joke, Linda said, tears forming. Daniel and I were together before Michael and I married. When I found out I was pregnant, Daniel panicked. He left town. Michael stepped in, knowing the truth, and chose to raise you as his own. Emily's ears rang. No, that's not possible. Jake stared between his parents. So, she's my half-sister. Michael nodded. Yes. Ryan exhaled sharply. I knew there was something. Emily stood up, shaking. You lied to me. My whole life. Michael's voice broke. I loved you from the moment you were born. Biology never mattered to me. Emily backed away, tears streaming. But it mattered enough to hide it. Linda reached for her. We were afraid. Afraid of losing you. Afraid of breaking this family. Emily ran to the hallway, the sound of the rain now drowned out by her sobs. Hours passed before anyone spoke again. Eventually, Emily sat alone on her bed when a soft knock came at the door. It was Michael. I'm still your dad, he said quietly. Emily looked up. I know. And that's what hurts the most. Because you didn't have to lie to keep loving me. Michael nodded, tears falling freely. You're right. The next day, Daniel came to the house. Older, quieter, filled with regret. Emily listened as he apologized, not asking for forgiveness, only understanding. It would take time to heal. Trust doesn't rebuild overnight. But the truth, once uncovered, allowed something new to grow, honesty. What began as a simple truth or dare game uncovered a shocking family secret, but it also gave the Harpers a chance to finally stop living in silence and start moving forward together, stronger and more real than ever before.